Welcome to the SoCal Car Scene Podcast, the exclusive place for coverage of car culture in Southern California and the personalities that drive it. I'm your co-host, Big J Marash. The show is associated with SoCal Classic Car Storage, which provides South OC car lovers the opportunity to secure their vehicles in an environment made just for them. Our two facilities feature advanced security systems, 24-hour video surveillance, and a dedicated members lounge. In addition to storage, our expert sales staff offers consignment services for those looking to sell their cars. For more information, visit us at our Laguna Hills location behind Furniture Row or at SoCalCarStorage.com or on Facebook at Facebook.com/SoCalCarStorage. And now here's your host, Dean Marash.
And welcome everyone to the SoCal Car Scene Podcast. I'm your host, Dean Marash, and we're really amped up to have as our special guest today, Jeff Thisted. Jeff has had a long and successful career on TV and is a household name in the car scene across the world. He started in game shows with The Price is Right and hosted both Quiz Nation and 100 Winners game shows. You may have seen him most recently on the history of hot rods and muscle cars on the History Channel. He showcased his talent and passion for cars on Autotrader.com and Wheels TV. You've probably seen him on Rods and Wheels on both the Discovery and Velocity channels. He's been a regular up on stage at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit, Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, and pretty much every other auto show across the U.S. As a live events host, he's the go-to guy up there on the stage with the mic during events like the Hot Rod Power Tour, the Car Craft Summer, F-Body, and C10 Nationals. He's also no slouch behind the wheel either, as he's a graduate of the Bob Bondurant School of High Performance Driving in the Grand Prix class and qualified for his SCCA license. He's also a member of the Motor Press Guild. And even his cars are famous, like his 69 Corvette, which was the star car for all 11 seasons on the TV series Jag, and his 1955 Chevy 210 is in every episode of Rods and Wheels. Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining us on the SoCal Car Scene Podcast.
Hey, you guys, thanks so much for having me. Wow, that's quite a resume. I'm not sure if I'm going to live up to this.
It's all true. I mean, I saw it on the internet, so there's no lies out there, are there?
It is all true. That's what's funny about it is I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I mean, you guys did a whole bunch of tooting right there. So that's some good stuff. Thanks for the memories.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what a career. And, it's a great place to start. But before we get into your incredible automotive and TV background, I want to check in on how you and your family are doing in these difficult times. I know the CA, for example, starts up with non-essential businesses tomorrow in phase 2, whatever that means. But it couldn't come soon enough for us car guys. How's everybody doing in the Thisted house?
I'm here alone. I'm here in LA. I know you guys are down in Laguna Hills. I'm here hanging out. I'm fine, and I haven't gone out. I was getting myself ready. I went out to Colorado to visit my pop and my family, and they're all safe and healthy, thank goodness. And I'm happy for that. My pop's 80th birthday was just, I don't know, 4/27. So I couldn't be there for it because I felt irresponsible for driving out. So, but at least everybody is safe and healthy, and that's a good thing. So how are you guys in Laguna?
Hey, I'm doing great. My family's good. Jay,
Good.
how are you feeling? Any side effects from the
I'm
virus?
I'm feeling cooped up, man.
Right?
Ready to. They took the beach from me, man. I was upset.
Okay. They're allowing you can fly on a plane with your shoulder to shoulder. You can go to Walmart.
Right.
You can go everywhere. How far they filled in the Venice Beach skate park with sand. I mean, what kind of
Yeah, they
animals
also did that down here in San Clemente.
Yeah, what kind of animals are these? This
I
isn't
know.
about who cares if you go to the beach, if you go to a public space, that's just that's where I draw the line. I don't think that's right.
I think if they come for our car keys, it's going to be full scale riot across the country. They know not to go there. I hope.
Yeah, they know not to go there.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, crazy, right? So I'm glad everybody's healthy. We're healthy. We're just trying to navigate the interesting political landscape. That's even more dangerous than the virus itself, I think.
If
So
everything
hey,
was consistent, that's one thing, but it just drives me nuts with the inconsistencies. You can fly where you're shoulder to shoulder, I mean, thigh to thigh with the person next
right.
to you, but you can't go to the beach. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to get
Glad
back
you
on the road and smelling some exhaust fumes and tire smoke.
right on. Hey, so you've been in the TV business most of your career, if we got it right. So, but what came first? Was it that your desire to be on television and be a personality, or was it this passion for cars? I mean, chicken or egg? Give us some
Cars.
background.
Cars were first. And the only thing I bring it back to the Jim Morrison when he saw the Indians on the highway and one of their spirits went into him, whatever. I grew up in Colorado Springs, and one of the cars that I grew up with, or my family had, was a 1971 VW Super Beetle, and they had the back seat in the back, and my parents had this group with the senior league at the church we were in, so we were driving to the Garden of the Gods at one point in Colorado Springs, and it, this is what started cars for me. Is there was a Corvette club or whatever it was. I don't know if it was 50, 100. It could have been only a few, but all these Corvettes just came. Just they were driving the other way and they got me. The plastic fantastic, those swoopy bodies. It just, what are these things? And it got me. And from then, I think I was in the third grade then. And for my birthday, for my fourth grade birthday, I asked for Hot Rod Magazine, a subscription to Hot Rod Magazine, and I've had a subscription pretty much ever since. And I've loved those Corvettes. And then I remember Miami Vice, Sonny Crockett had one of those Corvettes in the no, not him, but one of the drug dealers. I think he had a. Anyways, it was a C3 body style. So my first real
Mako
hot
Shark.
rod, the Mako Shark, yeah. So the first
Yeah.
C3 body, I was a '69 Corvette convertible. So it was that was my first real car.
Jason loves the C3s. He's become a convert. But I think your favorite is what? The split window or
Uh, well, C3s have grown on me. I don't know. At first, I was like, "Wow, I can't even fit in them." By the way, my freaking head touches the roof of the car, so it's not that comfortable. So I got to drive like the convertible. But yeah, I guess I like the split window too.
Oh, the
yeah.
'63 is it's '63 and '67. Those are the two icons, but the '63 is the it's that Bill Mitchell split window. That he's the same guy that designed the Buick Riviera.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, and notice how the Riviera during that year, it's got the triangular ass end on it where the
Yeah,
window
it
goes
does.
down, just like in the Corvette.
I'll have to look at that. Good. I never heard anybody share that with me. I'm going to check for that right after we're done.
Check it out.
So, okay, so seeing cars driving down the street blew your mind. Corvettes just kind of caught your eye, and there was no going back. Was there anybody in particular that put fuel on the passion fire, like your father, or your brother, or friends, or anybody like that?
Well, that's the weird thing is I don't know where it came from because my pop wasn't really into cars, and I kind of got my brother into cars a bit. So I had always, I love cars. That's always been a passion. And then I liked game shows. So I always wanted to be America's favorite TV game show host. And I ended up working on The Price is Right for years. And it's like, and then people ask, well, what's your dream job? The dream job is to host The Price is Right. But if I had a dream job, it would be to be able to host an automotive show because I love cars and just the people who drive them and just ask them like that. I'm living in a warehome right now. Not a warehouse, but it's a warehome. And the guys across the way, they're five, the Fox body specialists in Fords. And then another guy used to work with Chip Foose. And one of his friends came over last night and he's doing a lot of stuff out of his house. But I just met him. And this guy, I think his name is Nigel. I don't know if I should say this on the air, but just between you and me, his name is Nigel, works for Chip Foose. And like, how did you start working for him? Because you look like you're 19. Well, I'm 30 years old, but I started when I was 19 and I worked for this guy. And then I got with, Orange County Hot or West Coast Customs. And then from there, da, 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 da. So it's just asking people about their cars. And because I've always got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. Nobody wants to build anything like whatever. So I just like asking questions. So that would be my dream gig.
Well, so that's fascinating. Not too many kids grow up with this dream of being a host on a game show, right?
Yeah,
Like, I
you're
mean,
right.
we
I'm
all
weird.
grew up watching Paul Lynde in the center square, and I got to tell you, we tried to do imitations as good as him. That was our life goal. But
Oh,
no,
Paul Lynn. Now you're dating yourself. Paul Lynn in the center square.
that's
Hollywood
right.
Squares, ladies and gentlemen. That was shot on stage 33. Same place we shot Price is Right.
No kidding.
Oh, I'm not making this up because
Same
there's
stage.
still one or two props in the backstage that's where they shot the Red Skelton show.
No.
And I don't want to say Jack Benny. I want to say Jack Benny, but I know that
Wow.
there's Red Skelton somewhere on one of the props back there, and it's yeah, the history there. You can smell it in the rafters. It's amazing on that place.
So where do you think this desire and how does one pull it off? I mean, how do you go from wanting to be on these game shows to actually pulling it off? Next thing you know, you're hanging out with Bob Barker, who's a legend, and on The Price is Right. Like, what? How does this happen? Come on.
Yeah, good question. The only my dad comes out to visit, and he said a long time ago that I'm the most persistent person he knows, and it was either during college or after college. There's a quote by Calvin Coolidge, pretty much about persistence that press on. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated failures. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. So it's like just I don't know. I'm a persistent son of a bitch, and yeah, I like what I like, and yeah, I'm persistent.
So what's it like to work on that game show, hang out with Bob Barker, hanging out on a real I mean it was a very popular show, right? I mean it was prime time and probably, tens of millions of people were watching it every week, right? What was that like?
Oh, it's amazing, amazing. I mean, it's the number one show in daytime, the number one show in daytime history ever since it debuted. It's been number one in the
No
ratings.
kidding. No
Yeah,
kidding.
it was. I mean, I don't want to say intoxicating, but I mean, it was just amazing to be a part of that monstrosity of a machine. It was a great machine, and the only way I feel bad for Barker is that I don't wish failure on anyone in any way, shape, or form. But so many people thought or predicted that oh, you can't have any other host for that show, and it's like that's not necessarily true. All you need is you just need the right cog for that machine, and the machine is it's an extremely well built machine. And I'll tell you, I was there for almost 10 years,
10 years.
and yeah, and I was there over I don't want to say 100 times, but there's a bunch of times that well over 50, and I'm not going to say 200, but a whole bunch of shows where Barker came in. We shot live to tape, which is a rarity nowadays. Everyone edits and edits and edits and edits and edits. We shoot, pardon me, not we. The Price is Right shoots live to tape, and there's some editing done. And I remember almost 100 times that Bart we would be done in an hour to the second.
In editing.
No,
Incredible.
not at two. We start the show at 2:30 every day. It's either 1:30 or 2:30, I forget. And there was 100 times where I would look at my watch and we would be done at 2:30 or 3:30. We would be done in an
Incredible.
hour. And it's like Bobby, the
That's
stage. There
incredible.
were three stage managers, and Bob's personal stage manager was Bobby Chick, and Bobby managed Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra, and Bobby would he told me these things that he'd tell Barker if you're over or under, meaning that you need to either to shorten up the outro or elongate it a little while. If you're 45 seconds, if you're 17 seconds, if you're 37 seconds, he would tell him a number that he's over or under. And I don't want to say 100% of the time, but like 99% of the time, Barker could come in on that second. So it's
A
just
true
it's an
hero.
amazing talent. And if you can save money in editing, editing is where a lot of the money comes in because if you don't have to edit, if you can put the show together live to tape, you're set. So it's an
Incredible.
amazing,
Hey, so
yeah. And I wanted to be a host, so watching the world's greatest master of ceremonies. I mean, he grew up in vaudeville, so it's like it's to watch him, the master, and to just be a sponge and absorb from Bob Barker was it was quite a learning experience and a gift.
yeah, what a great way to be mentored, if you will,
Yeah,
uh,
100%.
for your career, for everything that you've done. Incredible. Hey, so is it true? A lot of, at least I want to know. I don't know if our listening audience wants to know, but there's a rumor going around that you proposed to your wife on that show. Now, is that true or is that some old wives' tale? Sorry, man.
Here's just here's a little advice from your old Uncle Jeff. If you ever want a relationship to fail, propose on national television. It's pretty much that simple. The ex-wife and the director kind of came up with the idea, and I did it. It didn't last very long, and actually I didn't realize Facebook reminded me the 15-year anniversary of us getting married was a couple of days ago. So it was yeah, it was a train wreck, but it was fun while it lasted.
Well, you know what, though? It's still pretty cool. I made for great television, and I'm sure
Yeah.
she was a woman. And, it's like all of us. It doesn't matter if you uh, get engaged on a game show or get engaged in a traditional ceremony when you're young. Um, it, it's risky business regardless. So I'm sure it had nothing to do with that. But what a great story, man! And that Bob Barker was all that. That's cool that he was willing to
Well,
give you
I
some.
had to. It all happened like right before a Christmas break. Is when this happened. It was our last show before Christmas break, and I forgot I forgot what had happened. And I didn't. If there's a video on YouTube somewhere. I shouldn't even say that, but I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I neglected to ask her dad. If you watch the video, her dad he doesn't even look at me. He's
Oh,
infuriated. It was,
oh,
oh
bro.
my god. Oh yeah, it was hysterical. And so I
Oh.
had the director. So I brought it up to the director. Hey, I'm thinking about this, and the director Bart Iskander is like, well, what if she says no? I'm like, yeah, thanks, Bart. Okay, well now you got to talk to Roger. So I talked to Roger Dopquist, the producer, and yeah, I'm gonna propose on the air. And well, what if she says no, Jeff? Like, okay, both of you. What would you both commiserate on this? Great. Now I feel fantastic. So well, okay, you've got our okays. Now you've got to ask Barker. So Bart and Roger walked me into the dressing room, and Barker's in there and he's got his shirt and tie on with the paper coming out of the neck for the makeup, but he's not wearing any pants. He's got on his shoes and socks, but he's not. And I'm not. I mean, and that's part of the way I get it from. Is like he's comfortable. He's not wearing pants, and that's what he used to do. You don't want to wrinkle the pants. You put them on right before you go on, and so that's
Yeah.
the memory I have. And I say it all to Barker, and what does Barker say? What if she says no? It's like, God,
He did
all three of you, you're killing me. So, anyways, we had it set up right after Act One before we go into Act Two, and da 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 da, and you can see it on the internet. So it was
What a
interesting.
story, man. What a life journey you've had. I mean, it's not over yet, but just to stop and pause and go through these, it's incredible. These are awesome stories, and thanks for sharing that one uh, with us, I should say. But that was fantastic.
Oh,
Um,
of course, it's like I just posted that
it's,
picture with
it,
Barker the other day on Instagram, so I can't not share. It was good
and
times.
it's a damn good thing she said yes, because it would have been a lot worse for you if she had said no.
Yeah, right. Would have saved me a
So
whole bunch of money, but that's another story.
another story. We've
Yeah.
all got those stories. So having your own game show, that was your dream job, and you kind of got mentored hanging out with the legend Bob Barker on The Price is Right. But how do you go from being on a show as in the support capacity to get your own? I think you did Quiz Nation and 100 Winners.
Wow.
How
Okay.
does
Yeah.
that? So how
Here's
do you evolve from
here's
behind
how
the scenes?
Here's how that happened. You're a great question. Uh, the way I evolved was Barker was he announced, I think it was Halloween. He announced to us, he brought their staff. We had a very small staff on The Price is Right. He brought us together and announced he was going to retire. And it's like, no, this is horrible. So we started auditioning hosts, and I knew a few of them. And one of the hosts I knew was Todd Newton, who was Emmy award winning television host. Todd Newton, he hosted Whammy and has hosted a bunch of other shows. A good friend of mine, and I was not. Anyways, I was part of the staff. So when the new hosts tried out, they needed participants. They needed a contestant to play the game with. So I played the contestant for him a bunch of times, and he always thanked me. So he had an in at GSN because that's where Whammy was shot, and at the same time, GSN was looking for a live interactive TV game show host. And so I asked Todd about it. No, no, Jeff, it's a waste of your time. You're here at The Price is Right. I'm like, yeah, I understand that I'm here. This is live interactive. It shoots from 9 until 11 Pacific Coast Standard Time. So it's way after Price is Right. I can keep both. And it's like, I've always wanted to be a game show host. But he's like, holy shit, you're exactly right. You're perfect for, oh my goodness. So he sort of gave me a name. So I contacted the name, and then the name told me who to contact about an audition, and I went through the entire process. And it was oh my goodness, I forget the day, but I know that I signed the contract to host my own game show on. It was my dad's birthday, and I drove into. It wasn't 2700, but it was on Colorado Avenue, the GSN or the Sony GSN building on Colorado in Santa Monica, and I wow, that's a memory. Jeez, yeah. So that's
I
kind of
bet,
how
I
I
bet,
made
I
that
bet you,
transition. But I missed that was Barker's last year hosting the show, so I missed his going away personal soiree at the Polo Lounge in Beverly Hills because I was hosting my own game show. But there's a picture of me somewhere on my knee in front of door number one where he's got his original one of three original microphones from 1972, and he's like anointing me and giving me his blessing for hosting my own game show. So that was pretty
awesome.
special.
Well, so you must have died and gone to heaven. There you are. The mentor becomes the host, and the
Yeah,
mic has
it was
been
very
passed, if you will.
exactly. And it all worked out because I was the newest guy on the staff, or one of the newest guys on the staff at that time, on the Price is Right staff. So I was the only one on the staff that had a digital camera, and I carried it in my backpack everywhere. So the producer came up to me and said, Jeff, today we've got one of Bob's three original microphones, and we're going to auction it away, and all the proceeds are going to go to the dog, the spay and neuter Bob's the Dorothy Joe Foundation. So I'm like, all right, I'm more than happy to take pictures of that, but will you take a picture of me with Bob anointing me with that? And it's like, we'll ask Bob if he'll pose for the picture, but I'll take it, sure, if he approves. So yeah, and if you look at that picture, you can find it online. He's got a bandage on his left hand, and that's because he was walking his new dog, and his new dog was young, and he yanked him, and he fell in the street and cut up his
Oh,
hand. So he's got a
poor guy.
bandage on his hand. Yeah, he was over 80 at the time, and but that's
Oh,
part of the story to that picture, and it's like I showed him the picture the next day when he was in the makeup room, and I got Mira and Carol, the hair and makeup ladies, in there with me. I'm like, Bob, I just wanted to show this to you. And he's like, Jeff, can I use this for my own game show? Jeff, you can use it anywhere you want. And Mira and Carol like, Jeff, we heard it. You're good. It's like, all right, I am good. So it was surreal. It was, yeah.
wow, I bet. Wow. Hey, so how long did you do these hosting of game shows like Quiz Nation, 100 Winners? How long of a career was that for you? Did that last a couple, 3 or 4 years, or was it a
Not
couple of
even.
seasons?
It wasn't even 2 years. And it
Two
was a
years.
dream job while I had it. It was so much fun. And this is the heathen, the whatever you want to call me. Before every show, there was a Carl's Jr. on the way in. Either if I went for the Price is Right or if I went for home, I would always stop in and get Carl's Jr. And then I would eat it in the green room before my show.
Right.
And
Of course.
I'm eating in the green room. It's my birthday, it's my birthday, and I'm going into and I'm eating my hamburger, my Carl's Jr. in the green room, and my camera operator walks up to me and like, "Oh, Jeff, I'm so sorry we got canceled today. That really sucks." Like, "Oh, Schwartzy, you are funny. For you to say that to me on my birthday, you're the best." Wait, wait, what?
What'd you
I
say?
said, "Yeah, you're funny, man. That's good shit, man. I really like that. You're funny." Wait, you didn't hear? Hear what? Oh, geez. Wait a second. Wait, you're serious? You probably want to go talk to the producers. Put down my hamburger. Put my hamburger in the trash. My stomach turned. Walked
Walk of
upstairs.
shame.
Hey guys. No, there's no walk of shame. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
There's no.
okay.
I'm excited. I love it there. And it's like I'm the only male host, and it's like I'm. So I walk up the stairs. Like, hey guys. Oh, hey Jeff. We were just going to call Danford and ask you to come up. Yeah. What's going on? So we're canceled? Well, so we're canceled. Just spit it out, you guys. So anyway, it was like, and then
Brutal.
do you know what an earwig is? Like an IFB that you put in your ear so you
Yeah.
can hear. Okay. So that's what was part of my shows. I always had an IFB so I could hear the producer. And I will never forget that all the way during the show, Jeff, it really seems like you don't have the energy or whatever because we're canceled. You canceled my show. What do you think to come in right before a show, right before somebody is supposed to go on and perform and be happy, and then you say your dream job, you're canceled, and then you wonder why? Why could he be down? Why could he not feel 100%? It's like, so I've seen the producer a bunch of times after that, and that's one of our running jokes. It's like, yeah, you never tell somebody you're canceled right before a show. Wait until afterwards, or wait until whatever. But come on, you guys. So that's how it got canceled on my birthday.
Well, I'm not going to Carl's Jr. anymore, Jay, because bad things happen when you eat Carl's Jr. on your birthday.
Oh,
That's
but they've
the
got the best chicken. Their chicken tenders are so good. Those chicken strips, they're so delicious, and their breakfast burger. I love Carl's Jr. I still do.
Hey, so how does one go from this amazing world and your game shows and you're living the dream, and then of course all of a sudden now you're getting into the TV car scene. Like again, there's another inflection point for you where okay, your passion is cars. You've already got a lot of experience on TV being a host, so all of a sudden now you're doing car shows on TV. How does that come about?
Well, I'm a host. I'm not an actor, and people think it's the same thing, and it is not. I'm a host, and I had a hosting agent, and my hosting agent would send me out to here and send me out to there, and after a while, you start to see some of the same characters. And I met Billy D and Clarence Barnes out and about during these host auditions. And after a while, we all become friends. And at certain points, it's like they're looking for car guys, and I'll text these two, "Hey, I'm at this car thing. I don't see you. Where you at?" And then I'll talk to my brother here and there, and I'll tell him that yeah, I all of a sudden I got a call or a text from my friend saying, "Where you at for this audition?" And my brother's like, "Well, how come these guys are texting you about auditions? Don't they want to get the job?" Say, "Yeah, they sure do, but I'd rather a friend of mine get the job than some idiot that I don't know. So if there's something that's in my wheelhouse that, we don't look alike, we're all different, but we all have the same car passion or that car bug. So I'd rather have a friend of mine get it." So we all referred each other. And then I got the call one day, uh, the call from Billy, "Hey, you want to be on a Discovery car show?" Like, "Yeah, you're funny." It's like, "No, I'm serious." Like, come on, get out of town. So that's how Rods and Wheels kind of transpired. It's none of those cars. The only one of those car shows that's real, at least on television, is Overhauling. And Chip Foose has got the cul-de-sac down in Huntington Beach with the upholsterer, the paint, the body. He's got everything right there in that cul-de-sac. And those guys can do a car in 7 days.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't get cars done in a week. It just doesn't happen, especially in real life. A paint job, as you guys know, takes what, 9 months?
Months.
So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
they always tell you 2 to 3, and then it's a year and a half later.
exactly. So to
Yeah,
get a full-on custom foos, it's like, anyways. A lot of
yeah.
these TV shows are a neatly woven pack of lies, but they look great on television. They look great on camera. So ours was one of them. It came and it went, and I met Billy through that. I met Clarence during that, and then I got into doing. I worked for Chevy for a while. I was the idiot up on stage with the microphone talking about the new Silverado. They wouldn't let me on performance cars. They only had girls on performance cars during that time, and they said that I was the guy who looked like I worked hard and played harder. So I was the Chevy truck spokesperson.
Right,
So I talked about trucks for a while, and then I got the call from my friend Clarence Barnes saying,
right.
hey buddy, you want to come on the Hot Rod Power Tour? It's like, the Hot Rod Power Tour? I've always wanted to do that. How much do I have to pay? He's like, you'll be with me, you idiot. We'll pay you. Seriously, you're going to pay me to go on the Power Tour? Dude, done and done. So I waited for the phone call, and I had a bunch of phone calls, and I was selected to be one of the. So Clarence has been there for years and years and years. He's the stay back guy. There's two hosts. I go ahead. So my very first year there, I didn't know what the heck to do. I
Right.
get to the stage, and at 12 noon, I'm on stage, and there's no one there. People are the vendors are still setting up, and what do I say? So I'm kind of rambling for a while, and then all of a sudden, Chevrolet Performance is our title sponsor, and they have us set up directly to stage right. And the Chevy rig, you've got all their engines and everything, but their cars all show up. And it used to be Craig Shantz, who was the general. It was military precision. They would bring, I was like 10 cars in,
Yeah.
and I had Steve and Shane, the two guys at the Chevy Performance vehicle. They would tell me before these guys came in, after I did it the first. So anyway, I didn't have anything to talk about, and all of a sudden these cars come in.
And
So
so
I'm
you're supposed to
no,
ad
no,
lib,
well,
freewheel
no,
this thing?
yeah, I don't have any script, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do because Clarence isn't there. He's coming in a couple hours. So to keep myself entertained, I just talked about we got the new Camaro here. We got the new Corvette here. We got the new Silverado. And I know all about the engines. And I know it's a 6.2 liter LT1 with direct injection and four. I know all this stuff. And I started doing that. And then I had Shane and Steve tell me when they were coming in, so I could actually be on stage and announce them. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, here they come. We got the Nova 2.0 with the LTG, four-cylinder turbo, and I would learn stuff when they would come up on stage. But afterwards, we all went to dinner, and it was the one of the biggest ego boosts I've ever had as the head of Chevy Performance. Craig Shantz is like, Jeff, we've never had anybody do that for us before. I just wanted to thank you for nobody knows about these cars like that. You told it all the new stuff. You know about them. So I mean, I'm like, wait, what? I'm just keeping myself occupied because I don't know what to do. And so it was a win-win. And then they told the agency for the Chevy that I work with how valuable I was. So that was nice, but it was really
Well,
cool.
I think, that's one of those seminal moments in life where you realize maybe, hey, I'm doing what I'm
Supposed to do, right?
supposed to do. Like, you start believing in God if you hadn't before that, and you're like, "Holy, thank you, Lord," or
Yeah,
praise God, because there you are, just making it up on the fly, and you're passionate. You know about the engines, you know about the technology, and next thing you know, they're saying that's the best ever. That's great.
exactly. And it's not. And it helps me out in both respects because I'm a car guy. And during that TV show, they edited me up. They knew that I'm a Corvette expert, and they cut out. I said in the episode, this is a non-numbers matching car, and I said it like that. And I paused in between non-numbers matching. They cut out, so they said it. They made me say that it's a numbers matching Corvette when everybody knows the engine didn't come with the car in the episode. So they make me out to be a liar. and it really made it. It really. And I talked to the editor. I talked to the producers. Like we're not. They didn't pull it. They didn't re-edit it, but it makes me, in my opinion, makes me look out to be a liar and an asshole. And all I've got is my reputation and my integrity. And it's like I know cars a little bit. I know how an internal combustion engine works and whatnot, and I know the size of the engine. So the least I can do is spout off some Chevy stuff because that's what I drive. I'm a bow tie guy.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you pretty much went from something that was your dream job to something that maybe was more your dream passionate job. It's a pretty cool transition. It's a great story. We love these stories. But I got to ask you, going back to these car shows, we'll probably talk more about this, like Rods and Wheels or some of these others that you've been on. Do they insist on drama, or do they are the directors saying, "Hey, more drama, more fighting"? More, you don't see it on Overhauling, but on all the other shows, you see it. The kind of the junior and senior thing that might have been honest though between junior and senior on American Chopper. But do they want conflict, or is that just come out from a bunch of crazy guys trying to build cars too fast?
They always want conflict, but I never had any of that where they asked for more drama. But again, I wasn't around. There were Steve and Shane, that was a father and son who owned the shop, and then there was Billy Senior and Billy Junior, the other two father and son teams. I was the quote unquote pretty boy, and it's like that's a button to push. Don't call me that because I was a pretty boy in the show. I had a comb in my pocket and da 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 da. But
I,
they
I didn't
they
see that.
called yeah good, and neither did anybody else. They called me the pretty boy on the show. Yet Billy Junior wore cowboy boots. Billy Senior put on makeup before every show, and he walked this got a bunch of us. I'm a car guy, and it's like the wallet that I have a wallet with money and credit cards, and Billy walked around. He got a new wallet, one of those trucker wallets with the chain hanging off the side of it that dangles around.
Yeah,
If you're walking around hot rods, 9 times, or I don't want. If you're walking around a hot rod with a nice paint job,
not a good
you don't
idea.
want to do it. Yeah, not a good idea with that stupid chain wallet, and it's not a good idea to have the whole just the thing. So it's like I may be in the pretty boy title on the show, but I definitely the pretty boy on the show. I didn't wear any makeup. It's like, come on, guys,
Hey,
we're a car show.
Hey Jay, were you ever tempted to do that wallet on the chain thing with your diesel jeans or no?
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I
Did you
thought that was
ever?
cool. That was
It
like
looks super cool. It's great, but if you ding a
that was,
car,
that
I'm
was
gonna
like
hit
50, that was like 15 minutes in sixth grade.
That's
you.
great.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
mine
that's
was
great.
the eighth grade. I had one in the eighth grade, but it's like if it hits a car, man, that's not good.
Jay, was that when you also dyed the top of your head like a bright yellow or gold? I can't. You had like a skunk stripe down the middle. What?
Yeah, yeah, no, it was the front of my hair, but that was my junior year of high
Junior.
school.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know why they all kind of meld together, but that was a fashion statement. Now it's all about the mullet. It's making a return thanks to Tiger King. I mean, Joe Exotic. Wow, that he's really brought that back. And then I think what you do is you combine Joe Exotic's hairstyle and all the attention, and then you go COVID-19 and don't get a haircut for a couple months. I
Yeah,
think you
right.
I think you got a mullet. It's
That's
great.
the thing is that I do a lot of events around the country, and I am still I can't. I have to be respectful. I can't. And if I ask to take pictures, I try to be respectful to the person, but you'll be surprised at the different places around the country where you will see a full-on Joe Dirt. I mean, a quality mullet. They're very rare. They're hard to come by, but when you see one that's quality, it is. Oh, it is. It is a sight to behold.
Joe Dirt. Yeah, man. Ah, what a great movie. And
That's
watch a movie every 5 years. How about you, Jay? I mean, you're a movie buff. It's legit, right?
Like that's like the redneck Forrest Gump right there.
Redneck
it.
Forrest Gump. Well said.
Who's the girl in Joe Dirt? She is
Oh, Dream Woman.
yeah,
Oh, Brittany
dream
Daniel.
woman. Is that her name? I don't even know her name. She
Yeah,
is yeah.
Brittany Daniel. Yeah,
Oh,
she was Spade's girlfriend for a bit there.
I
Of
did
course
not
she
know
was.
that. Oh, David, shame on you,
Spade. Yeah.
bad boy. Well, no, just some great writing and probably Oscar award-winning acting in that show. That's for sure. But yeah,
Definitely.
sorry about taking us down the mullet thing. But what about kids? I mean, my son's helping me on this podcast. he helps a tremendous amount in my business. And so, I've kind of drug him into my world, the poor guy, and he still hasn't killed me or at least threatened to. But you drug your kids into your stuff, right? I mean, I think you had them on Rods and Wheels or one of your shows. How much fun was that? Did
Oh, no, I've been married twice, but I don't have any kids. I'm Uncle. I'm a proud, proud, proud Uncle Jeff. I got two
Uncle?
nieces and a nephew. Oh yeah, I'm Uncle Jeff, baby.
Okay.
I'm. It makes my heart swell. I get to be my my goal in life is to still be America's favorite TV game show host. But my secondary goal is to be the cool uncle. And from what I've heard, I've succeeded in spades. They like me for some reason lately, or the last week I get calls from them on FaceTime, and after 30 minutes with my 6-year-old nephew, my sister-in-law, I didn't know where my phone was. Has he been talking for 30 minutes? I'm so sorry. It's like, hey, he wants to call.
Yeah.
I'm honored that he's the one that I'm the one he wants to call. So it's like yeah, I'm a very proud uncle. They're snow skiers. I'm a water skier, and they're the apples of my eye. They make my heart swell.
Sounds like you're the Disneyland uncle, the guy, that spoils them, ruins the parenting at home, and when the your sisters and brothers see you next time, they're like, next time show a little bit of discipline.
That's
Uh,
it.
you
That's my
know,
goal, and I am so honored that. And you said Disneyland uncle, you're killing me because I live here in LA, and when they came out to Disneyland
yeah,
here in Anaheim,
right.
I got invited along. Hey, Uncle Jeff, you want to come down? We got a sofa for you. And it's like, are you serious? So I got to experience it with them, and it's like the from the highs to going on the roller coaster to Monkey Boy, my little nephew. He's too short to go on the roller coaster, so he's bawling his head off. So it's like it's and then they thank me if I do anything to watch them, which is like, don't thank me. I get to spend. They like spending time with me for some reason. So it's so fantastic. It just amazes me. Kids don't have to like anybody, and kids are honest. And usually they will tell you. I remember sitting next to my nephew one in the car going to the movies. Uncle Jeff, I don't like you. And it's like, I'm sorry, my little buddy, because I'm sorry, but I love you with all my heart. You're my bosom buddy and lifelong friend. No, I'm not your bosom buddy. It's like, yes, you are. No matter what you say, you were my bosom buddy, and I love you. So it's like, yeah, they like me for some reason. It makes my heart swell.
Jay, when you say stuff like that, when you say you hated me throughout the years, or you didn't, like me, or I was a mean dad, did you really mean it, or was it more like you meant the opposite?
Yes, yes. No, I meant it all.
Oh, that really hurts.
He didn't
See,
mean.
Jeff,
He's just saying that now because he's on the air.
It's
I
like
think
what is it? Oh yeah, coronavirus. You could either self isolate, or or spend time with your family.
Right?
so. I don't know. You see why I'm a little bit damaged, Jeff. It's pretty clear. I'm still seeking counseling to recover.
No
It-
doubt. I'm looking forward to this thing being over. I want to come and visit you guys in Laguna Hill at the SoCal car storage.
Yeah, it's awesome. SoCal Classic Art.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So
And
SoCal classic cars, and it's air conditioned
yes, yeah,
or
right now,
climate controlled. Sorry.
yeah, we're not in a ware home or warehouse or what'd you say you live in?
It's a
Where
warehome. Yeah, yeah. What is it?
what is that? Like an LA term? I'm not even familiar with that. What's
You
going
know,
on in the world? I'm so
John.
old I didn't know what's going on in the
Hot
world.
Rod Magazine, right?
Yeah.
All right, Hot Rod Magazine. The editor, the big guy, the big Kahuna, head honcho, big cheese, John McGann, the skipper at Hot Rod Magazine. He doesn't live in a house. He doesn't live in a warehome or in a warehouse. It's a warehome. So yeah, he's got his truck in there, and that's kind of what I got down here.
It kind of sounds
So
like
I
hey Jay.
copied that from him.
Sounds like
It-
Dirk Pitt from one of those Clive
oh
Cussler.
my!
That's where
You,
he lived. He had planes and cars and a bachelor pad. I'm like, okay,
who are you, Dean? Nobody knows who Dirk Pitt is. That's my goal. I want that would be the only Ford I had, or one of the only Fords, a Ford Trimotor. But I want that. You're exactly right. I want to be Dirk Pitt. You
so
got me. You
you
got me.
gotta have all that stuff parked in there. You don't have to drive it. You gotta have like a Harley Fat Boy and some other stuff. just to look the part. You know,
I
you don't
want a
even
knucklehead, a caboose, and a DC-9. Yeah.
right on. There you go. So we're big Dirk Pitt and Clive Cussler fans. Who isn't?
Oh, I had no idea. That's so funny. Nobody's ever called me on that before.
Well, hey,
That's that's
we're
so
not even
funny.
done yet. We're just getting rolling here. No,
I'm
actually,
just getting warmed up.
that's right.
If I was
So
the man I was 10 years ago, I'd set a flamethrower to this place.
wow, that's good stuff. So
Oh man, scent of a woman?
There
Wow,
we
geez.
go. I was wondering if you'd get that. Yeah. Son of a woman,
Jason,
sorry.
Jason's the movie buff. So you
There's
Yeah.
no wrong moves in the tango. That's not true.
Oh
oh,
my goodness, she
That
is.
line is not true.
Yeah. Well, if you're with Gabrielle Arnoir, then yeah, there's no wrong lines with her.
yeah,
But there's plenty of wrong moves with you because you can't concentrate.
brutal. Well, yeah, Jake can remember all this stuff. I'm so old, like I can barely remember the movie and the actor. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So you did movies as well as TV. I hate to get back to the business of the podcast, but we were having such fun, right? But you did this show called The History of Hot Rods and Muscle Cars on the History Channel. Is that more like a movie format or is that streaming? Tell us about that show. How did that come about? So you've kind of branched out into the movies now as well, right?
Well, that's TV, History Channel. That's
What
television.
is TV? Okay,
Yeah,
technical.
History Channel. History Channel's television. Um, I've been out in I don't know Southern California for. My sister-in-law pointed out I've been in California longer than I've been Colorado. So I still qualify myself as a Coloradan, but I love it out here in SoCal. I really do. Um, the weather's great, so I network, and that's another one of the things that I do is I'm a networker. So a lot of people know I'm a car guy. I like cars. If it makes noise or has exhaust, I like it. It's pretty much that simple. And a friend of mine was producing this show, The History of Hot Rods and Muscle Cars, and asked me to come on as a car expert. And it's like, really? Uh, History Channel? Sure, I'd love to. And I was one of the, oh my goodness, Jessie Combs.
No
Uh,
way.
yeah, she was one of my friends, and I remember
Oh, I
I
had no
remember the morning. She was on the show. My friend Alana Sure was on. There was a bunch of us on there, but I just remembered that Jessie was, and she went out doing what she wanted to do, and boy oh boy, do I admire that.
Yeah. Well, Jay and I,
So
we were, it's kind of one of those moments where were you? And Jay and I were working together that morning. I think it was in the morning or something. And we're like, no way. Wow. You know,
right, and it wasn't at Bonneville, and it wasn't at Mojave. It was up in Oregon.
of all places.
Yeah, but I know that I didn't realize they had a dry lake bed up there. But it was in all places up there, and the only I know solace that I've got for that is she was doing what she was meant to do.
Well,
So that's
and that's true with you, right? I mean, you're now doing exactly what you were meant to do and that you're passionate about. And how fortunate are you to get to pursue these things? So,
oh yeah, nice segue. Thank you, nice segue.
hey,
I
so
am so thank you.
and a history of hot rods and muscle cars that's out there is somewhat of a documentary format, is it? Or how would you?
Yeah, I think it was a 6-part series. I was in the Hot Rod and Muscle Cars episode. It's a 2-hour episode, and I never got a copy of it. And the only way I've got it is my pop back in Colorado has got cable, and he's got the DVR box. So I had my pop record it, and that was the first time I saw it. It was like almost a year later, where I finally got to see it myself, and I
Wow.
thought it was pretty funny. But a whole bunch of my friends, apparently, I made the commercial for it, and I got text messages, across. I don't know if it was all over the world, but I got a whole bunch of text messages. Did I just see you on the History Channel? I was like, well, I don't know. Did you?
how
So
fun!
yeah,
How fun is that? So, you got a couple. We got to get through the summer here, or start the summer. And summer, for a lot of people, spring and summer means car shows and cool car stuff, and kind of thawing out. For Southern California, it just means more of the same because we do this stuff year round. But
right.
you're an active participant in the hot rod power tour, and I think I think you mentioned it's being rescheduled in August.
Yeah.
So, hey, what could be more fun than cruising around with a bunch of car geeks for 1,000+ miles? Is that going to happen? What's going on? People have to know. Jeff, what do you know?
All right. All I know is, and to anybody listening out there, take this with a grain of salt. This is just where I'm coming from. Uh, I got back from Colorado in January, and my car wouldn't start. So the car didn't start. I got it worked on, and then as soon as I got it ready to go, all my events got canceled. The good guys in Dallas got canceled. The good guys in Scottsdale, in Pleasanton, and Del Mar, all the shows got canceled. And then there's a huge Facebook Hot Rod Power Tour group, and there was a post every day. It's canceled. Everybody just nobody. No one can tell the future, and it just drives me insane. All of these keyboard warriors with their crystal balls telling us or me or whoever it is what's going to happen. It's like, can you foresee what the Dow Jones Industrial Average is going to do? What's the price of Tesla going to be next year? Let me know that. I don't want to. So, anyways, I just got so sick of it. And then all the negativity online. I hope with all of my heart, with my hope of hopes,
There it goes.
and between you and me, I would do the Hot Rod Power Tour for free. They are it's my car family. I love these people. I'm honored to be associated with Hot Rod Magazine, to be a spokesman for the Hot Rod Power Tour. If you've never been,
Nope.
and okay, and do you guys like cars at all?
A little bit.
Okay,
We're,
you
we're
need
sick.
to.
We have the disease. It's a sickness.
It
We're,
is.
yeah.
It is a sickness.
Yes.
And again, and not to belittle anybody, but I don't think. But if you're a car guy and you haven't been on the Power Tour, and as a matter of fact, I met Jessie Combs when we were in Detroit. I was at the Detroit Auto Show. She was there doing something. We had lunch together, and she asked me, "Why are you so? Why are you so? Why are you selling me on this Power Tour thing?" It's like, dude, if you've never been, get this. You've got 5 to 7,000 cars that are going to 7 cities in 7 days, driving roughly 2 to 3,000 miles. So just picture that. Picture how many cars that is, because after every year that I've done it, we used to be done on. I would fly home, or I'd get home on Father's Day. And Father's Day every year, the Beverly Hills has a concours d'elegance, and they bring out the Bugattis, and the Petersons brings out Steve McQueen's Jaguar, and you've got all these super exotic cars. So I go from 6,000 cars that have got a whole bunch of horsepower, and they're dirty and grimy and beautiful and clean and all sorts of things, and I'm smelling them and I get to live them, and it's just the best thing ever, to velvet ropes and antiseptically clean. And well, this car has zero point 0.3 miles on it. Well, this car's never been started. Well, this car got pushed off the trailer and has 12 miles on it. They're very nice, and they're heavy duty machines, but they're not driven. And it makes my heart swell again to see these cars live, because that's what cars need to do. You gotta smell them and live them and feel them vibrate and all sorts of things. And God, I that's why I love the Power Tour. It is
That
just
doesn't happen when you're at an event that can't pronounce words like d'elegance. I
not
probably don't
usually
pronounce.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
haven't been to Pebble Beach yet, and I need to go. It's been on my list for decades, but I want to see the that drive. I want to see their drive
Tell you what,
around.
you and Jason and I have been threatening to go. It's on our car bucket list. When
Let's
we
go.
Well, we were going to go this year, but got shut down. So I guess it'll be next year. Let's make it a date.
2021. Okay, if all of our schedules align, we're doing it in 2021. I'm going to hold you
On.
to this.
Okay,
Okay,
and
awesome.
I'll find a car to drive. You're going to be driving that cool '55 Chevy
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
F210 you got. What's that story? That thing's more popular than you lately. I've seen a lot of pictures of her out there, but all
It's true.
I'm seeing this, this Jeff guy that used to be the pretty guy in all these shows, and he's looking a little grunge these days because A,
Yeah.
he's in LA, or B, it's COVID-19, and it's not fashionable to get your haircut.
I'm lazy. It's like, and I was lucky enough to see my lady right before we all got shut down, and because it had been I hadn't shaved, and it was the longest my face had ever been. It was just horrible. So it all ended up working out. Oh, and get this, and her name is Tiffany, and I love her. She
Tiffany.
water skis and wakeboards and gives me hell. I drive the 55 up there, and it's my daily. It's what I drive, and it's I pull up, and her husband hadn't seen the new engine in it, so I'm like, Clay, buddy, you got to come out and check this. Check out under the hood. Before I even get to under the hood, Tiffany lights me up. Jeff, look at the front. This thing has got paint chips all over it. It's filthy. Well, what kind of operation are you running? It's like, Tiffany, it's my only car. It's my daily driver. I drive the hell out of this thing. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's like, oh, okay, because I do. I put, I drive the heck out of it, and I'm proud of
Every
every
chip.
nick I've got.
Well,
Yeah,
listen, I love a guy that doesn't put a bra on his car. That's amazing. Bras probably belong in one place on the body. But honestly, we've got a lot of cars in here that are wrapped halfway all the way past the doors. And even have some that have complete wraps. And most of them are Ferraris or Lamborghinis and stuff like that. And I kind of get it. But, those
well,
cars aren't, those cars
Ferraris and Lamborghinis have
aren't.
got they have very aerodynamic hoods, whereas the 50 or the Tri Five Chevys, it's a brick,
Yeah, it's like driving a barn.
100%.
So, you've got big roles. We're going to wrap here in a minute, but you've got big roles in these auto shows across the nation, like the LA, New York, Detroit auto shows, to name a few. And, I've been to the one in LA a couple of times. I think I went to one in Orange County once too, and they're awesome. Are they going to be operational, or is there any word that they're, how the
I
heck,
got I
how do we
got
get
done
to
with
social
the
distance these things?
yeah,
What's
that's it. Now I've done the auto shows, which are like the L.A., North America, New York, Chicago. Those are auto shows. I did those years ago, and I don't know how they're going to continue under this because it's all oh man, and I'm digging my own grave here. But all
oh,
the presenters are or all the people there are pretty. So you've got you want to see the pretty girls talking about the cars and whatnot, but if they've
yeah,
all got masks on, how's that going to work?
yeah, good point.
So that'll be interesting. But within the auto show or the car shows, like the Good Guys, I can't wait to get back our first scheduled show that I've got. I know they've got Des Moines, which is the week before, but Columbus, Ohio. It's going to be a monster show, and I cannot wait. Tim Strange and I will be there announcing the autocross. And Tim Strange, he's part of the Hot Rod Hall of Fame,
Yep.
the Strange Motion Way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to I can't wait for the Good Guys. And
You
any
just
of you local Southern or any California guys, SoCal, it was the Del Mar Nationals, and that was I think canceled. But if you have a chance to get up to the Pleasanton show, Pleasanton it's a great show, and if you guys like cars, a friend of mine, Bruce is the owner, and Scott Frazier is the driver. And as the story goes, Bruce is the only original owner of an original big block Cobra left in existence. CSX 3170. It's got a D-stroke 440 in it now, and Scott beats this thing up on the autocross.
oh, we
And
got
he
to get
beats
there.
it up. Oh, yeah, and it is a thing of beauty. And to put it in perspective, and no offense to anybody involved, and I mean this with all the respect in the world, Robbie, but you've heard of Robbie Unser?
Oh, I think we know that guy. Yeah, a few
Robbie Unser, the
around
king of the mountain,
Indianapolis
Pikes Peak,
500.
Indy
Yeah.
cars. Exactly.
Yeah.
That Robbie Unser, Scott beat him in the Cobra in the Speedway Camaro by a full second in the autocross. That's how badass this Cobra is. So if you guys get a chance, come out to the Good Guys and check this monster out. It's
Hey,
good fun.
we're planning to be there. We got a buddy that up in Pleasanton. Matter
Oh,
of fact,
good.
he opened up a car storage business called Car Park. His name's Daryl, and so we're anxious to get up there and spend time with him and help him, crank his business. So I think we'll just make it up there. We'll see you. We'll see our
Yes,
and we'll see this awesome Cobra big block shredding tires and making a lot of noise. We can't wait.
definitely. Please stop by the autocross and say hi.
For sure. Hey, so what's next, Jeff? We got to wrap, but I just want to give you an opportunity to see if there's anything you got coming up other than these shows that you've been jonesing to, get to and be a significant part of. But is there anything else coming up that we didn't
That's
touch on?
like Good Guys Ohio, Good Guys Salt Lake City. I'm hoping to drive out to Hot August Nights and hang out there. Bonneville Speed Week. We'll see about that. But then we go to Good Guys in York, Pennsylvania. Good Guys Pleasanton, and then the Hot Rod Power Tour. And after the Hot Rod Power Tour, it's supposed to end in just outside or at the Chicagoland Speedway, which is Joliet, Illinois. Which is, I don't know, and I think the Speedway is 6 miles from where Joliet Jake got out of prison in the Blues Brothers. So I'm driving up to oh, dude, it's the Blues Brothers. Come on. And then I got to drive into Chicago, and it's the start of Route 66. And I'm taking Route 66 all the way back to LA.
So you're on a mission from God.
Exactly. I got a half a pack of cigarettes, a full tank of gas. It's dark outside. I'm wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Jay, you guys are like brothers from another mother.
I love it. He got it. We're on a mission from God.
Yeah. So thank you so much for your time, Jeff. It was a great trip. We had a blast, and I hate to end anything this fun. I mean, oh my gosh, but it was fantastic going down memory lane with you, talking about the current situation, your amazing car life, as well as your success in TV land and Tinseltown, if you will. And I do thank you enough.
Well, thank you guys so much. It's an honor to be on. I'd love to come on again whenever you want. And will you please let me know when this is edited and airing? Because I want to listen, because this is a lot of stuff I haven't heard before. You brought up a lot of memories that I haven't talked about in a long time. So, and I want to publicize it. So thanks.
Yeah, and that's what we hope to do.
That happened in my life? What?
Exactly. You guys.
What, Jay?
Right. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for being here on the show. You are listening to the SoCal Car Scene Podcast. We thank you very much for stopping by. You've been listening to me, Big J Marash, who is also the executive producer and the technical director here on the show. And you're also listening to Dean Marash, who is the host and the owner of SoCal Classic Car Storage, which, again, this show is sponsored by. Come visit us at our Laguna Hills location, or visit us on Facebook at SoCal Car Storage. Sorry, at SoCal Car Storage. Whatever that one may be. Text Joe at 30330.
That's right.
Right. Well, anyway, yeah. So if you want to see more episodes of the podcast, you can check us out at the SoCal Car Scene, both on Instagram and on Facebook. Please leave us a like, a comment, or subscribe. That'll go a long way to helping us produce some more episodes and providing you some of the best content here in Southern California. So once again, thank you so much for stopping by, and happy driving.